What's going on, everybody? Welcome to GmiasWorld, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Football Outsiders program. Now, this is typically a program that doesn't really produce really good cards, simply because these are like, these are the players that are like under the radar. They're not like really that good yet, but they're noticeable. And there's some players that they want to like get their names out there and stuff like that. So EA puts this out there with, in combination with other people that believe that these players are going to have good, prospective seasons with their teams. All right. So pretty much what you're going to have to do is you're going to have a gold token, 3 silver tokens, and you're going to get a random player. All right. You can also do it with 9 Series 1 tokens, okay, to get a random Football Outsiders player. Now, what do I think about this? I think that if you are trying to get coins, I don't know if you should go about doing it this way with the actual use of your Series 1 tokens, your trophies, because these trophies are very valuable, and they're valuable in a lot of different sets. You can simply find them by just going over to the sets where you'll see the Series trophy case there. There are a lot of things here that I would recommend that you do, including this one. With the elite player, if you're not looking to get, save up 200 and get John Madden, I would probably look to use that in another fashion, okay? I wouldn't recommend using it for the promo, but what we're going to do is we're going to go through some of the players. If you choose to do it to get coins, because maybe whatever, you could probably use it in smaller dosages. Like, say you have like 20 of those Series 1 tokens. You're like, yo, I'm so far away from John Madden. Maybe I should do it. All right, you go for it. You do what you have to do. But let me just show you what's going on with it right now. Okay, simply going to go to the auction house. You're going to go over the program, and we're going to find the Football Outsiders. Now, the highest rated overall ones are 86 overall, and it's like a punter and a kicker or something like that. All right, we're going to go through the ones that are really noticeable. Now, if you're looking to get, I don't understand why this guy is this price. This guy alone makes it kind of worth it, but I don't understand, like, 89 kick power. Why are you guys so focused on, punting the ball right now? I don't understand why you guys are so focused on punting the ball, but this guy, I've seen him sell for like 150K. I don't know why you guys are doing it. Okay, he got an 89 kick power, but bro, like, who cares about that right now? You should be focusing on getting a decent punter. Like this guy with 79 kick power, he kicks the ball 50, 60 yards. That's fine. Focus on your O-line, your wide receivers, your cornerback, stuff like that. I don't know about spending that kind of coin, but this is a very serious gamble, because if you don't get Daniel Carlson or Michael Dixon, you're pretty much screwed. These are the top players in this promo. Okay, now he has an 89 kick power. You go ahead and take a look at Greg the Leg Zerline. He also has an 89 kick power. So it's like, what are you really doing right now? Okay, what's really going on with this? It doesn't make a lot of sense. But again, these are cards that are not supposed to be really good gains on your squad. They're just people that, if you're putting together a budget squad and you're trying to play around and think it's sweet, you go for it. Okay, so my opinion with this is you got to be very careful how you play this, because you can gamble with this, the gold token and the silver tokens and see if you can pull one of these. But, it is what it is, because just let's go check out that, let's check the set out. What did it say for the gold and silver? Did it say gold player? Let's go, because those are elites right there, the 80s that are the highest ranked. What did it say for the gold and silver? It says add 3 silver, 1 gold to receive a okay, so it's just a random. Okay, so you could actually pull one of those cards. Those are the highest rated cards, and you can see what their prices are as kickers and punters. Okay, so whichever way you decide to go with that, that's on you. All right, we're going to go through some of the other cards that they have, and I'm going to give you just like some insight into it. Again, I've never been fond of these players. And you know what EA used to do? In previous Maddens, when they started doing this, I would always pull like the lowest rated card. It was always bad. But again, it doesn't really matter how you want to go about it. If you want to gamble with a gold and a couple silver tokens and you pull one of these guys, at least the least you're going to get is the least, the highest of your actual probability of getting something good is like 77K. The max is about 140, because that guy for some reason is going at a high price. I don't know why that's happening, but it doesn't really matter. The worst case scenario, you're going to probably pull garbage like that 81, which we'll get down to in a second. So these guys are the highest ranks, all right? Daniel Carlson and Michael Dixon. Now, when we go down and we start to go lower, these are more like what you're going to actually pull, okay? This guy right here, I don't see why anybody would want this guy, but it doesn't really matter. Just remember, if these prices go lower or whatever the situation is, right, you can still snipe them for a decent amount of training points. All right, that's the key that I want to make you guys understand. The training point situation is very ideal in this situation, because people are going to realize that these cards are garbage, and what's going to happen is people are going to start posting them and just try to get rid of them. Like you got this guy from the, from the Lions, Galladay. I actually thought that Galladay, is he a Lion? Yeah, he is. Who was the other guy? Gallup. Oh, it's Gallup from the Cowboys. Okay, so he has an 86 speed and he's 6'4". So you might look at it and you might be like, yo, you know what? This guy's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could probably work something out with this guy. But I don't really know because the way that it works in the game, right? This is how Madden works right now. When you throw the ball up, it's a chance that your opponent is going to pick it if he's playing with his TV off. Like most of the guys that I play in Madden, they play with their TVs off, so they blow me out by 70. If this guy with his height, because remember, that's not a bad height and speed combination, especially depending on, the route combination that you have going on. So you have to be very, very careful about that. When you're looking at that situation, he could be a problem. Okay, I like this card. You can see that his price is not too high, but I actually like that card. Out of everyone that was there that I was looking at, I was trying to figure out, which one, like Aaron Jones and stuff like that. I think he's also 86 speed, is he? Yeah. So with a 90 XL, these are not bad. And then when you go through it and you look at like the spin move, I think he's a little below the threshold. Yeah, no, whoa, not a little. He's way below the threshold. He's 11 points lower than the threshold. But his juke move is pretty decent and he has a good stiff arm. But stiff arm is not really utilized to the best ability in Madden 19. I have Ricky Williams with a stiff arm specialist and he couldn't stiff arm a dead chicken. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just depends on what you're looking to do. But objectively speaking, if you wanted to gamble with it, I just don't know which route you would go. Like, even if you try to go with a D tackle, maybe you got a budget team. You see, this is for my viewers that have like budget teams and they're trying to figure out like, what can I do right now? Because this guy, his speed right there with a 71, that's not bad. That's not bad to have on your D line with an 89 block shed. This guy would be perfect for something like, what is that, salary cap? He would be a great card. Like he's 3 less than Fletcher Cox. I would probably just eat the 3 and get Fletcher Cox there, like, because he's just an overall better card. But it depends on what you're looking for with your team. Going through the rest of them, there's a lot of other cards, but these are like some of the ones that I wanted to make sure that you guys had insight into. I really like this the Galladay card. He seems like he could put in some work with his height and his speed. If I was running a budget squad, maybe it works like that. But you can see that these cards are closing and nobody's buying them, which shows you that this promo is just something that they put out for under the radar. But remember, what EA is doing, this guy's name is funny. We're going to get to his name in a second, this guy Jake Butt, but we'll talk about it in a second. What EA is doing, they will probably eventually do something like make a master of it or something like that, or allow them to get power-ups, because I read that they're going to be actually adding additional power-ups later. I don't know if that'll influence a lot of the stuff that's going on with these cards, but it's possible. Now, this guy right here, I don't know what he's doing. His last name being Bud is just already ridiculous, but he is 6'6", okay? So he's suitable to go down the field for a high pass and catch it. Just so we're on the same page, he can definitely do that for you, all right? His short run, medium route running, run block is pretty decent, though. His run block is actually better than O.J. Howard, who I have right now that's starting. But what's his impact block looking like? Because he might be a sleeper that you could put out there to put in some work. What's his impact? Because if his impact looks a little 76, that's also not bad. Okay, because I have this bum right here, Higbee, that's running around just being a bum on my squad. And it looks like this guy's just outright just better than him. So, in cases like this for like a second string dude, that works. Because I could put him in and just get more speed. And he has good, run block and he has a decent impact blocking. So that can work in that kind of situation. So I might end up copping this dude and seeing what we could do. Put him in the lineup and actually, see what he can rock out with, because that other guy is just garbage. And, O.J. Howard is the starter, but when I come out in those other sets where I'm going to have the dual tight ends, I'm trying to figure out which sets do I run where I need the 2 tight ends. I don't really run a lot of 2 tight end sets, but, sometimes I do have to run the ace twins, depending on if guys come out and cover for a drop, and I'm going to send this street down the middle with the tight ends. He might be somebody I could work with 6'6", 79 speed, and 16.5 is pretty reasonable for those type of attributes, but I got to continue to research it. In addition, you have this guy. I wouldn't really, go crazy about it, 6'1", 87 speed, but like I said, the height situation in this game is very, very critical, so it all depends on what you're trying to do, but a lot of these guys are good budget players. So if you're looking to play salary cap because you don't like your life, you can actually put these guys in your game and get lower cap with more speed and stuff like that with it. Because salary cap is full of hell games, man. It's a nightmare on Elm Street without Freddy Krueger. So it all depends on what you want to do. This guy, Razul, at corner, 84 speed, 6'2", he's a big body corner. He could work for you depending on what you want to do. This is very, very ideal. I just want to let you guys understand something. The reason that I would watch it is because when people pull these cards, right, you're going to get desperate guys that just want to get rid of it. They just want to sell the cards, and they're going to be there for a while, and nobody's going to be buying them, and you might be able to snipe them for training points and do things of that nature. So it's not all in all a loss, all right, if you think about it, because you have to remember, as the market continues to shift, these prices can fluctuate, whatever, because EA could, out of nowhere, put out a set that requires some of these cards. So you have to be very, very skeptical of it, but I think I might end up getting this guy. Just because, but I don't know yet. I got to go back and figure it out. But like I said, I don't run a lot of 2 tight end sets, but I like his impact block and his run block for that. Now, as you come to the bottom of it, these players right here just, it's nothing that I would recommend to any of you guys to put on your team at this point. All right, unless you're just starting out and for some reason you're trying to figure out what's going on, there's really no need to put these guys with these overalls on your squad unless it's straight salary cap. If you're not building a salary cap team, do not even look at these cards, okay? Looking at the 81, some of the 80s that we're going for, because I think the 80s are like 65 training point. So this one, the 81s are like 95. You can go ahead and you can snipe some of these cards. But let me just let you understand that a lot of people are not going to be wasting their Series 1 tokens or their gold and silver tokens to make these cards. So most of these are just going to be fly-by-night cards for the most part. You're not going to be able to get a lot out of it. But if you can snipe 1 or 2, whatever, you can utilize them in that, in that specific mode. That's the only thing that makes these cards relevant. Other than that, I don't really see how you can really make a come up with these cards. So I'm not going to recommend a lot of them to you guys. That's pretty much what it is. So overall, is it something that I would waste time on? Not right now, because there's not, like I said, the kicker and the punter are the highest rated cards, which don't really excite me. If you're in the business of trying to experiment and see if you can, gamble or whatever, you can do whatever you want. But I wouldn't recommend that you waste it on those unless, if you wanted to use them, buy them, put them in salary cap. But what I would do with my tokens, if I were you guys, I would go to MUT tokens, and I will continue to make heavyweights. At least we know that the minimum that we're getting from it is 70-something K. So you're almost at 100K per each one. So you're not, you know what I'm saying? But the elite tokens are very, very hefty in price. So, it's a balance. But I'm just saying, if you're going to gamble, you might gamble on something that you're going to lose the least amount of coins. And I would still recommend the heavyweights without a doubt. But as we go on with the new NFL season kicking off, and you're going to have Team of the Week and all that stuff, I would be patient and just wait it out and see what comes of it. Because a lot of cards that you probably have right now are going to be getting Team of the Weeks, and you're going to be getting automatic upgrades. All right, so that explains what the Football Outsiders are. Those are some of the cards that are available and what you could use them for. I want to thank you guys and girls for watching. Enjoy football season. One love, y'all.